I picked up the most gorgeous curtains at the flea market yesterday, and I can't stop thinking about what to make with them. Here they are. They're so pretty. And for those of you who are gonna tell me that I'm ruining beautiful curtains, they do have sun damage. So, yeah. Anyways, first things first, inspo. I'm torn between two directions, a dress or a matching set. After a rather long Pinterest deep dive, I'm leaning towards an ensemble. I love the Renaissance medieval vibe of the fabric, but I want to make something somewhat versatile. Pieces that I can wear together for a bolder look and separately for something a bit more low-key. For the top, you know by now that I'm obsessed with a buffed sleeve, especially this style. But I would like the lower part of the sleeve to be wider as well to really play up the drama. As for the bodice, I'm slowly but surely getting into the structured fitted look. Tight clothes are generally not my style of clothing, but I'm trying to challenge myself a little bit more. So I might keep the shape, but kind of relax the fit a little bit. I'm very tempted to try darts. I've never done them before. I'm thinking about adding a ruffle too, which makes me lean even more toward a two-piece set. For the front closure, I was thinking button loops because I love the way they look, but they gave me so much trouble last time. I think I might go for normal buttonholes this time, which I haven't done in a long time. And for the color, I'm thinking bow. I've been wanting to try making a bow style color for ages, and this feels like the perfect project for this. As to the pants, this is what I had in mind. You often ask me for the pattern pieces that I'm using. For this project, these are the pattern pieces that I came up with. Feel free to take a screenshot. Small disclaimer, I made them, so take them for what they are. I also wanted to take the time to tell you a little bit about how I made them. I've been using this pattern making book that explains how to adjust a basic block to achieve different styles. For the bodice, I followed the technique that they used designing this shirt over here, but I made a few changes. I removed these shoulder seams and decided to separate the ruffle. I'm also keeping this upper dart, and for the ruffle, I'm doing just a basic rectangle. If you're looking to invest in some sewing books, I highly recommend sourcing the ones that are used in fashion schools. I went ahead and transferred the pattern into paper. So it's time to cut the fabric. I'm actually not gonna say anything, I'll just show you. That's my dilemma. So I've been thinking about this ensemble as a blue ensemble all along, but then I saw the back of the fabric. This is so pretty. I think we can all agree that the white part is prettier than the blue part. However, I was picturing a blue ensemble, and I think it's gonna suit me better because black hair, tannish skin. If I was blonde, I would definitely go for this side. Anyways, what should I pick? I mean, it's probably too late if you're watching this video. You know what? I'm gonna run it through the poll. After you guys' opinion, after my friend's opinion, after a good night's sleep, I decided to go with blue. That was the original plan, and that was the vision that I had for this project. Sometimes the prettier things are there to kind of distract us, right? I'm making this way too serious. I'm going with blue. That was the original idea. Both options were fine. This feels tiny. Now this is the first time that I'm doing a kind of fitted style, so I'm trying not to panic and think that this is how it's supposed to go. But I'm kind of panicking because I don't know, when I kind of take this point over here and I try to take the other arm point, this feels tiny, and this is supposed to overlap, which I think it will. Oof. I'm gonna do the sleeves. I'm gonna gather them, pin them, sew them into place, and then sew the side seams. And I think once the side seams are sewn in, I'm gonna know if I can fit into it. Right? It fits. There's even a little bit of room, which I'm very happy about. I might have gone overboard with the puffiness of the sleeve. I look like the Beatles in this cover. I'm having a bit of trouble figuring this whole overlapping situation. When making the pattern, I accounted for 2 centimeters of excess fabric for the overlap on each side. However, now because of the darts, the fabric is kind of curved, and so this is no longer a straight edge, and I'm not sure if that's normal. I think it probably is. I was checking some of my other shirts and see how many shirts have interfacing in where the buttonholes go, and they also sometimes have a flap, and I'm thinking about replicating that here just to add a little bit of fabric. I'm not sure, because this is fine as well. Yeah, I still fit. What should I do? See how it's a bit curved? Is that normal? I've never done darts. I'm gonna go to my trusted friend, the internet, and more specifically, YouTube. I ended up sewing in more fabric. This is how it looks on the inside. This is how it looks from the outside. I am going to do a top stitching, I think. I'm not sure. It depends on the other side, which I'll explain. I've been experimenting with creating buttonholes on scrap fabric with and without interfacing, and I'm not happy. So I'm thinking about revisiting the loops idea. And the way that I thought would make sense is by adding another extra band on the other side and sew the loops in when sewing this band, which wouldn't be too hard. And also they would be hidden behind and they would show up like this. So yeah, I'm gonna think about it. And the first thing I'll do tomorrow is tackle the front situation and do the ruffle. Honestly, I think I'm doing a decent job. I'm also taking my time because I'm really excited about this project. And so far, I'm happy with what I've done. All right, good night. Last night I did some experimenting off camera. I played around with different loop sizes, and this was the only one that I was able to turn inside out without it completely collapsing, the seams opening. It was a mess, and that's because the fabric is way too thick and it's super frayy. That being said, I originally envisioned smaller type of loops, very discreet ones, and for this reason I think I'll be attempting a different approach. While doing a bit of research this morning, I came across this tutorial that caught my eye, and I thought, why not give it a shot? I also checked my embroidery thread stash and found some decent color matches, which, by the way, you have been so helpful in helping me make decisions for this video, and it has been so much fun seeing like the statistics and the numbers and other people's visions. That's kind of fun. Enough talking, let's give this a shot. The color making process has been challenging, to say the least. Everything was going so smoothly and I was wondering what stage is going to be the challenging one. But yeah, this is the one. I have made at least 4. I think I'm at my 4th color. This one I'm going to stick with. I made 3 that were too small. Then I made this one too big, but I was able to kind of fix that later on the machine. Whatever I documented, I'm not even going to put in because, or at least I think so, because it's not helpful at all. If I can give you an advice, is that you should leave at least 1.5 centimeters of seam allowance when you're sewing the collar into the neckline, just because it's gonna make it easier to kind of fold that in and press it. Because I've done one and I really regret it. As for now, I'm done with this. I've already pressed the seam and now I'm gonna do some hand stitching because I don't want to risk ruining the front of the shirt. Yeah. Okay. But I'll show you what's going on. These are the 2 spots that have been giving me a headache. It's not looking too clean, but I'm hoping the hand stitching will help. I just finished sewing in the collar and I don't like it. Should I give myself a little bit more time and really study and try to get it right? But I'm not sure I even like the look at all. I'm thinking about removing the collar and finishing the edge with bias. I was so excited this morning. And now I'm not that excited. What if it's a larger one? I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna keep it in and I'm gonna finish the arms and give myself some time to think. I ended up sewing the buttons yesterday too, and here's how things are coming together so far. After thinking more about the color situation, I decided that I'm gonna give it another go because I'm not ready to give up just yet. I'm going to wrap up things here since most of the footage is edited and this episode is turning out to be a pretty long one. But I still wanted to share a little sneak peek before the full reveal. Let me know if you would be into longer videos. I always assume that nobody would watch me for more than 20 minutes. But if you would, drop a comment, let me know. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I promise the full reveal in the next one. See ya!